Oh no. Oh no. Did I? No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Hi, everybody. Just plain bread. No. Just plain bread. Hi. Oh, that's the 2022 shrimp. Thank you, Aldo. If you weren't here for the New Year's Eve stream, there was an alert that was made on the fly to celebrate 2022, and Chaz decided that it was that a shrimp was the best way to illustrate 2022. I was not immediately aware that it was a shrimp. I thought that it was a pickle. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah,
a fried pickle with a tail.
A fried pickle, but with, well, not a tail, with a little rooster thing. I don't know. I did my best.
Put on your uniform and enjoy Tiny Eddie's forest clearing grown salad puffs.
Salad puffs. Those from Leaf, who just writes, shrimp. Good time to remind folks that Disc Only's tonight. At whatever time Disc Only is.
9?
9 Eastern? Sounds right. Tiny Eddie's forest clearing grown salad puffs. Love salad puffs. I see that some folks have noticed something unusual about 2022. And that is that the cups have reset. It's true. We reset the cups for 2022. And we are using this opportunity to find out if hot chocolate is truly better, more favored than coffee and tea. Because there's been a lot of rumors about that. And we're like, well, let's frickin' find out. You want to find out? Let's find out.
Eat your toast while it's warm.
I will.
Leave a subscription from Umami Meow. Welcome. 34 months from
Chaz is on it.
Amaranth. Also 34 months from Spinatrap. Wait, didn't it just...
You said 34 months for Spinatrap, but it was 30, or you said 34 months for Amaranth, but it was 31.
Oh, okay. That's what I did. Because it moved at the right time. We also have 22 months from Juliet 27, 28 months from Aldo 512, 3 months from Kit Khalid, 33 months from Rocktron LPs, 39 months from Crunchy Face. Gosh, so many high numbers. 34 months from Penguin Frog.
It's almost like we've been doing breakfast stream for a while.
27 months from Platinum Pikachu. 4 months from Aiden Nietzsche. 300 bits from Colin DeP, who says, Happy New Year, everybody. Currently watching from the hotel in Argentina, so I can't stay long. But thanks for giving so much comfort away from home. Well, you're welcome.
That's cool. Cool. Enjoy Argentina.
It took me a second to be like, was this from the other day?
Seems like you gotta wake up.
I do.
In the new year!
We had 556 bits from Aldo with the Argyle Star Rain.
That's what Argyle sounds like.
40 months from Spiffla. Also 40 months from Tachi Gamer and Space Vixen Music.
That's a combo! Woo! Woo! Combo! Sorry. If there are 3 subscriptions in a row with the same number, that's a combo.
Since when?
That's been a thing for a while.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Listen, I decide these asinine things we celebrate, and we celebrate that. That's what we celebrate.
Okay. We have 28 months from Melzady, 37 months from Cassie, 2 months from Bebe 9001. Squid sent 300 bits with also the Argyle Star Rain. Thank you. Runt.exe resubbed at 28 months, and whatever the heck this is, sent 500 bits and said, "Y'all wear your seatbelts. On Sunday I was in a car accident and I was hit by another car. My bruising is impressive, but I'm otherwise unhurt despite the car being totaled. Seatbelts save lives." Well, I'm so glad you're okay.
Yeah,
It really sucks your car's totaled.
I'm glad that you walked away.
Yeah.
It sounds like otherwise unharmed. It's true though. It's true though. Seatbelts do save lives. I hope that, especially since it sounds like it wasn't even your fault.
Yeah.
I hope that, I'm glad you're okay, but then on the flip side of that, I hope that all of the
Insurance and...
yeah, that stuff gets taken care of as smoothly as possible, because I know that is also a headache. So I hope that it's very much... I hope it's very easy to be like, this is not something I did, this is something that they did, and everything just goes smoothly there, because that's the other thing you want taken care of. But I'm glad that you walked away with just bruising. Car accidents are scary, man.
Yeah.
The worst car accident I think I've ever been in is, like, I've managed to not really be in any big scrapes or anything. We were rear-ended Easter Sunday once when I was probably 12 or 13, and we were in a turning lane and got rear-ended. So it was fairly impressive. Not really sure how that exactly occurred, but otherwise we were all right. I think my mom had a little bit of whiplash, but otherwise we were okay. And then there was one time where I was with a friend, and we were traveling on the highway, and it was raining, and we hydroplaned. He was driving, I was in the passenger seat. He hydroplaned, the car spun 540 degrees, because I feel like by the time we were done, we were facing the other direction, had to correct. And, like, I didn't say anything. I didn't say a word. Like, it happened, and I just, and he was like, and then whenever we stopped, and then got the car back on track, I was just sitting there, and I was like, it's crazy stuff, ain't it? He's like, yeah! But that's about it. That's about it. Anyway, 30 bits from Jay Linebeck. He says, 2022 hasn't had the best start for me. Been suffering from acute gastritis, which means a bad stomach/lower back pain for the past 4 days so far, as well as a few hospital visits. Please send good vibes. Good vibes. That sounds nasty. Dealing with that for the past 4 days would also, that be bad in and of itself, but then the inclusion of hospital visits is just... That's not great. That's not great at all. I certainly wish you well. I hope we get some good news in 2022 as well. Sounds like we're having a bit of a rough start for some folks here. I'm hopeful. We have a lot of year left. We have a lot of year left. There's still time. There's still time for some good stuff to occur. Morning, Jeff.
Morning.
Hope you're doing well this morning. I'm actually I'm going to the doctor today for tummy thing.
Yeah.
Because I got some sort of tummy thing that I'm like, what? Tummy being strange. And I have a strange tummy, but tummy being particularly strange is like, I think I'm actually going to go see a doctor about tummy. See if they know something I don't. We also have 17 months from StoopKid241.
It's Jeff's first day back at work this year.
Oh, I guess it's only the 4th. For a minute, I forgot that we just changed over into a year, and I was like, man, how long has it been since Jeff's been to work? And I was like, it's been 4 days. Been forever.
School went back, and one of my former coworkers that I'm still friends with posted a sign that was like, "When to interrupt me? Are you on fire? Am I on fire? Is anything on fire?" And it was like some like major things, and it was like Jason Momoa walks into the room. Like,
these are very specific instances. Gracious. We got 500 bits from Don2300 says, I just had a start date for a new job, so that's good. Well, that's good.
that is good.
That's good. There's a little bit of good news. See, that's the thing. Whenever folks need good vibes, everyone sends good vibes. But then we gotta replenish the good vibes by people sharing good news. That's the trick. That's how it works. 3 from Squidder says, adding to car troubles. Oh no. My car battery died last night when I left work as it was really cold. Change your battery every 3 years so this doesn't happen. It's true. Changing your battery, though, is definitely one of those things that you do not think about until the battery, like, needs
I mean, if you
changed.
have regular maintenance, they tell you. They're like, the battery's 3 years old.
Well, yeah, but sometimes you ain't getting regular maintenance. Also get regular maintenance, but sometimes you ain't doing that. Sometimes you're not thinking about it. Also, just, using the first 10 minutes here. Hot chocolate, man. Wow.
Thomas and Jeff are trying.
Wow. This is not like a one-time thing, right? Because here's my belief. People are like, "Oh, hot chocolate. I'm excited. Hot chocolate." They put their points into hot chocolate. And what Thomas says, it will not sustain. That's what I think. I think you let this go for a little bit. You let hot chocolate on here for a month. We'll see. Judo pointing out, in 2021, hot chocolate beat coffee and tea despite coming in late. I mean, sure, but people really excited about the... This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And I could be proven wrong. But, talk to me again at the end of January. Because hot chocolate's going to be around for a while. 300 bits of line writer says, in high school, our family totaled our van in a small town by running into a deer. We had to call an ambulance to take us to the nearest building, which was a bar, then eventually ride home together in a tow truck. I bet that was a very, very memorable experience, though. Deer are scary.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't live in a place where deer are extremely likely to just jump out, then you don't think about it. But if you grew up in a place where there's deer everywhere, then it's just something you're acutely aware of. At night you're driving with your high beams, I'm assuming a car's not coming, and you're not going as fast as you could. So that's actually something everyone knows, that Dan just moved. And where Dan lives now is very, very wooded. And whenever I helped him move, by the time that we were done, we were coming back, it was dark. And when we were returning the truck, I was in front of him. And I was definitely driving a little bit slower, but I could tell. It was one of those things where I was like, this environment is like deer hell.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any that night, but it was just a few nights later that Dan sent us a message, and he's like, man, I was coming home. He's like, and I almost hit a deer. He's like, because it just jumped out. And I was like, well, deer, they're out there.
So my dad used to be a district manager.
New at your grocery.
Pause.
Tiny Eddie's gingerbread stuffed loud pie cakes.
Did he sell those?
Stuffed loud pie cakes. Are
They-
they stuffed with pie loudly?
Well, they don't.
The pie protest?
They scream when you stab them. How much do you hate that? You're just gonna have some of this. Ah!
The Eddie was from Twilight Cat, who said, got home after being stuck in the snow for over 2 hours on my way to work. I'm famished. Eddie, what's for breakfast?
I love the phrase pie cake. Gingerbread stuffed loud is just adding to the ridiculous nature. Anyway.
So my dad used to be a district manager, and he met up with some other district managers in the company.
Yeah.
And there was one guy who had hit... It was like a ridiculous amount of deer, and they kept having to replace his company vehicle. And he was like, yeah, they're on my case. They were like, how do you hit so many deer?
I mean, so
And there was a guy that had hit like 3 moose during his career. And the company was also not happy with him.
like the thing is, the more time you spend driving in wooded areas, especially at night, like, you're going to increase your rate of hitting deer. The thing is, it can be very, very frightening to hit a deer, and very bad. Like, if you're in a car, you're probably gonna completely total the car, and you have the risk of like being seriously injured. If you're in like a semi, I guess it's mostly inconvenient. But I don't know if I've ever seen a moose in person. I doubt it. But I'm aware of their size. Like, for as scary as seeing a deer is, like, a moose is like...
Did we see a moose in
like Slender Man.
Grand Canyon National Park?
Maybe.
There was something that when we were leaving, and I can't remember if it was a moose or an elk, but it was not a deer, and it was something big, and everyone was taking photos of it.
The only deer story I have, because I've never hit a deer, and I've never been involved in a vehicle, been a passenger or whatever that has hit a deer. I've seen a ton of deer growing up, because we've always lived adjacent to wooded areas, so I'm familiar with them. But my best deer story, I'm sure I've told this before, is there was one night I was coming home, and it was super late. It was like 3 a.m. No one else was out on the road, and I was nearly home. And I could see a deer in the road, like just sitting there. And like it was right in the road, and I came up to it and just slowed down, and I came to a complete stop. And it just stared at me. And it was this really weird feeling, 3 a.m, not a car for miles in either direction, and me and this deer just staring at each other. And then very slowly, it like walked off the road, and then I went home. And it's one of those like weird experiences where you're like, did that even happen? Was that even like a thing? It was just a very like otherworldly type thing. A bonding moment. Yeah, we shared a moment there. There was a connection. It's true. It's true. 500 bits from Leaf, who says, forest salads aside, I want to share my good vibes with everyone as 2022 has brought in a possible new job offer from an old internship, as well as getting my transfer request for college getting accepted so I can start going back to school. I mean, that is good vibes. Yeah, I like hearing, if people need good vibes, there's nothing wrong with requesting good vibes, because like at any given point people are dealing with this, that, or the other, and knowing that folks are in their corner is helpful. But if you have something good that's happened lately, sharing that is great. That's, I love hearing about, the good things that are going on in people's lives. We got 200 bits from JF Salmella1. Thank you, JF. Subscription from Mikey Moose 35. Timely, and welcome. 300 bits from Platinum Pikachu says, so I had a dream last night where I was watching Breakfast Stream, and for some reason you two were wearing something like mountain bike gear, and there was a new alert to go along with it. What a wild dream. I like that. I like that. I think mountain biking is something that I have genuine interest in also.
I don't.
And like I don't know why, but I feel like I would do that. I feel like I would go mountain biking. And there's not a lot of that level of things that I would do. Like extreme sports like that, not a lot of interest, but mountain biking, I'm like, no, I would do that. That sounds fun.
My dad and his brothers used to do that, and sometimes they got very hurt.
Oh, you can get really hurt.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose traction and you slip, you're going into a tree, a bush, in worst case, like off a mountain. But would I do it? I would. I mean, I would wear a helmet.
One time when I was younger, when I got to visit Maine as a child, there was a mountain biking path near my aunt's house in Maine, and it had it was just kind of this and like some gentle curves.
Mm-hmm.
I remember biking that, and that was fun, but it wasn't a mountain. It was because it was coastal.
Yeah,
it was fun, and it felt a lot safer than downhill.
I like riding bikes. It's so ironic, or maybe just very sad, that when we lived in the apartment,
mm-hmm.
we had bikes. And when we wanted to ride bikes, we dragged them out of the apartment because we were on the second floor, down the flight of stairs. Then when we moved into a place where the garage door didn't work. So then we never used the bikes, hardly ever.
Yeah.
And then we move here where the garage door does work, and the tires have basically dry rotted.
Yeah.
And we never replaced it.
Really good tune-up.
Yeah.
Good clean.
One day, we'll live in a place with a working garage door, and we'll tune up the bikes, and then we will ride the bikes.
It's just hard because we can't get your bike in our vehicle to take it somewhere.
Yeah, it's inconvenient. So, for those who are not aware, I'm a giant, and as such, my bike is huge, and it doesn't fit in our car.
There's a new bike shop in town on Main Street.
Man, I just realized.
Now we have 4 bike shops.
I just realized when we last had that, got the bike and everything, we used my parents' van,
mm-hmm.
which they do not own anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to take that bike somewhere, I'd need a U-Haul or a friend with a truck. That's inconvenient. It's fine. 300 bits from Grandson Brambo says, I had a good day yesterday. I got a PS5. It's my first non-Nintendo console. Why is it so big? So whenever I help Dan move, I get a chance to see a PS5 in person. Had never seen a PS5 in person. I was aware of their
existence, obviously.
And I was aware of their size.
And what they looked like.
But seeing it in person was oh man, you big. They're large. They are very, very big. And I've not seen a Xbox Series X, but my understanding is that they're pretty big too, but they're not quite as big. But they look like a little refrigerator. Anyway, that's neat. My first non-Nintendo console was a
Genesis.
You didn't grow up.
My first Nintendo console was, I suppose I inherited everything. Not inherited. It all became half mine when we got married.
Wait, no, you had a Nintendo console before we got married.
I did not.
You had a handheld.
Okay, I had a DS.
I mean, if people want to get semantic about console and handheld, they can, but I'm going to include handheld into console. So yeah, you had a DS. Did you have a Game Boy?
I had a what was the foldy one? That wasn't a DS.
The Game Boy Advance SP.
I bought one of those to play Mother 3, and then I bought.
Your first Nintendo system was to play Mother 3?
Yes.
That's actually really cool. That's actually okay, that's neat. I actually really like that. You did not
I bought it in red too to match.
You did
I
not
really
have...
wanted the micro, but I couldn't afford it.
You didn't have a Nintendo system, and the first time you bought a Nintendo system was to play Mother 3. That's a cool story. I like
I mean,
that
my
story.
friends had... Stephanie had everything. She had a Super Nintendo and a N64.
Mm-hmm.
And for a while, we had an N64, but the guy my mom was dating, it was his daughter's.
Okay. Emil's here. Morning, Emil. Emil, what was your first Nintendo console? Like, what was your first... Or if you remember, like, what was your first, like, Nintendo game experience? Whether it's something that you owned or played as a kid. If you want. My first non-Nintendo console, I think, was the PS2. I think it was the PS2 because I had been very much a Nintendo loyalist. And, like, the older you get, the more you realize that doesn't make any sense. But as a child,
I mean,
it's
they
like...
played that up in the advertising.
Yeah, it was... Well, especially the Nintendo Sega era was like it was like a war. It was like, choose a side! Emil says, N64, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Nice. Who's the guy that you double tap R? Shibuya? Someone will know what I'm trying to talk about in a minute. But there's a character in that game. It's the only character that has a weapon. Sebulba. I can't believe that I was even that close. Holy crap. There's a character in the game named Sebulba. From the film, he's the antagonist of the races,
Jeff
I guess.
is amused.
And he's the only character that has a weapon in his pod racer, where if you double tap R, fire shoots out of the right side of the pod racer. And if you can stick along with someone and, like, shoot fire on them, you can, like, break apart their thing. It's a really cool game. Pod Racer, if you've never played Pod Racer, it's actually really, really cool. Thomas says, how do you know this much about Episode 1? Is it all from the Pod Racer game? Yes. Yes. I went and watched Episode 1 with Austin's family. No one will truly understand how wild that night must have been, because me, my mom, and my dad, none of which who have ever seen a Star Wars film, none of us, went and watched Star Wars with Austin's whole family, who were huge Star Wars people, and were so excited to see the new Star Wars. And we were all like, so which, is this the one with the dog? Like that, we went and watched Episode 1 in the theater, and I'm sure my parents were super confused, and I was probably a little confused, but Austin's family was like super excited. Anyway, after that, I guess it was after that, I ended up getting the Episode 1 Racer game and like 100%ing it. Like, I really, really loved Pod Racer.
See, my
And
dad
it's
had seen
hard.
Star Wars when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was really excited for that. And he took Carly and I to see it. And he had to, like, explain. And that's all I've ever seen.
They re-released Pod Racer, by the way. Like, it's on, like, PS4 or something. It has a physical release. Like, on new systems. So if you've ever been, like, interested in Pod Racer, I haven't played it in a long time, so I'm not sure exactly how well it holds up, but I remember it being really complex on the N64. Like, it's a hard game, because you're going, like, 800 miles an hour, and it's really difficult. Anyway, that's my Pod Racer story. We got 24 months from Ghosty Toasty 3. Congrats on the 2. Is it on Switch? I don't know. Maybe. It is on the Switch. I watched someone play. Okay, so it's on all the major new systems. Yeah. Adoodle says, you ever play the mode where you use 2 controllers at once in Pod Racer? Yes. Not like... Not for fun. Or, well, you know what I mean. Like, not to practice it, like, oh, I'm going to do this for real, but, like, to try it out. I've done it. Yeah, for those who are not aware, there is a mode where you use 2 controllers and you use the sticks to...
Like Katamari.
Yeah, exactly like Katamari. Like if you want to turn right, then you hold back. You hold back on the right stick. So it's like forward and back. Mm-hmm. And it's supposed to mimic the movie, because in the movie, the way that they control it is it's got these 2 things. Why do I know so much about this? It's got these 2 things, and you push them to go forward, and if you want to turn right, you pull back on the right. You want to turn left, you pull back on the left. And they have the sticks to like mimic that. And it's extremely difficult to play it that way. Like, it's not easy at all, but it's cool, you know? It's cool that they included that. Did y'all know that there's a 2-controller mode for GoldenEye 007? And if that sounds dumb, it kind of is.
Right?
Kind of is. But, like, yeah, you can play GoldenEye 007 with 2 controllers. You might be asking why. So the idea behind it is, you know how and this is actually really cool. This is actually really cool. You know how there is only 1 analog stick on a Nintendo 64? Well, developers of GoldenEye were like, it would be really cool if you had 2 analog sticks, because the only thing you had was the C buttons. So you can play the game with 2 controllers to get 2 analog sticks for like full range of motion, which is actually really cool. It's actually really cool.
Oh no, the hand! The hand!
Hagamon says, but how do you press buttons? That's a great question. Unfortunately, we can't address it, but it's a great question. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat when you think about it, like, that the developers at Rare were like aware of this. They were like, this would be much better if the controller had 2 analog sticks, but it doesn't. So we'll just build it in, and they did. It's kind of a cool, a little weird, but you know, for people that want to try it out, they can. Chaz says, that's why you need the GoldenEye foot pedal board. I would like to see it. Did y'all hear that? This is just news that's coming out pretty recently. There are rumors. I don't think it's confirmed yet, but there are rumors that GoldenEye is coming out on Xbox, because they had a build that was like ready for it years ago, and it never came out, but it leaked, and now like all these years later, finally, it sounds like it might actually come out, which is really, really cool. Because then you'd be able to play the game and your draw distance wouldn't suck. Cholin26D gifted a sub to Mage's Max, and then also resubscribed for 6 months. Cholin, thank you. 300 bits from Satsy says, after Christmas I bought some dumbbells, been making use of them, lots of arm exercises, and boy, my legs are tired. Did you have to... oh man. I was going to make a joke about, you know how that classic airline joke? It's like, I just flew in from...
My arms are tired.
Boy, are my arms tired. But then I realized that you said, my legs are tired, and I'm like, oh, that joke doesn't work. It's fine. It caused me a brief giggle, because I thought of that old dumb joke. Gabriel29 gifted a sub to Princess Monado23. 300 bits from Satsy, who says, no, I don't get it either. Oh, so you actually... Oh, you're serious. I mean, so, like, I guess to some extent, if you're working out, like, you're increasing blood flow and stuff, right? So if you have increased blood flow, then maybe that could explain why your legs might feel a little weird after doing arm exercises, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a exercise person. But that's like the thing I could come up. That's what I can come up with. When I'm typically, yeah, I don't know. Maybe next time you do it, also like do a little kick. Like do all of the limbs at once. Don't come to me for exercise advice or information. My advice would be like, I don't know, like do a little kick.
Unless it's camera advice.
Is it a bad camera? In which case, do a little kick. Leg day is out. All limb day is in. Only pod racing advice. Pod racing would be great for your arms. Because you gotta... The other thing is that when you do pod racing, you hear that song nonstop. Where are we? 300 bits from Gold Major says, so 2022 is the year of the shrimp, huh? But what do you really know about shrimp besides that they taste good? Maybe I'll use this month and possibly others to tell you. I could learn about shrimp. I could do that. I don't know a whole lot about them. I know that I prefer them with cocktail sauce. But I don't really know anything much about them before they reach my plate. I would be willing to learn about them before that happens. And also, maybe after, too. Gamer Girl Life 2108 gifted 2 subs to the Jazz Pirate and Alyssa Little Bear. Appreciate it. Oh, I got a question. Sorry, this has bothered me.
Master Link says, it's the year of the tiger. The tiger shrimp.
Tiger shrimp. I got a question. This has bothered me for years.
I have no idea what you're going to say.
It's about cocktail sauce. So, cocktail sauce, typically associated with shrimp.
Shrimp cocktail.
Sure. Do y'all like cocktail sauce on like
No, not
on
at all.
like other stuff?
Not even on shrimp.
On other stuff? Because growing up, we used cocktail sauce on other fish. And typically I'm going to say like maybe like the most widely accepted sauce for inclusion on other fish, especially fried fish, would be tartar. And growing up, we didn't eat tartar sauce. We ate cocktail sauce. So just to give you an example, we would go to the Captain D's, which is like a Long John Silver's, but it has a different name. And we would order the fried fish, and once we got the fried fish, we would all get cocktail sauce, and we would dip cocktail sauce. So like it's a family thing. We would just use cocktail sauce with, things. The most widely accepted sauce is a great phrase. Thank you very much. Bagamon says it's gonna be real. The story sounds completely made up. So it's funny. It's funny because there's a lot of times, and people probably like feel this to some degree. There's a lot of times when you're growing up, you look to your parents for not advice isn't the right word. It's just like how you live is based a lot on what your parents do. I think for a lot of people. So I didn't even have tartar sauce. I didn't even try tartar sauce until I was way older. Because growing up, we went to Captain D's a lot.
Because your mom would eat fish and not hamburgers.
My mom's a pescatarian. She doesn't eat meat, but she does eat fish. So we would go to Captain D's a lot. So I grew up going to Captain D's a lot. So we go to Captain D's, and when we go to Captain D's, you get the fish. You gotta have a sauce with the fish. My mom didn't like tartar sauce. So my mom would not get...
It's mayo-based.
Yeah, so my mom wouldn't get tartar sauce, and my mom would tell me that it was gross. So I never tried.
Stop burning and start snacking with Tiny Eddie Stuffed Buddies.
My mom didn't like it, and I was, if I asked about it, she's like, oh, that's gross. So I just never even tried it.
To be fair, you wouldn't like it.
To be fair, I wouldn't have liked it because
No.
I don't really like mayo-based stuff, but, it's just funny because eventually when I was older, I ate it. I was like, oh, this is fine, whatever, but... Anyway, where were we? We had 1,000 bits from Furry Zoe. It says, I sadly tested positive for COVID. Can I get some good vibes? Also, what does Tiny Eddie suggest I eat today? Well,
Good vibes.
I'm sorry to hear that you tested positive for COVID. I hope that your symptoms are as minimal as possible. But you know what'll help?
Stop burning and start snacking.
Tough buddies. What is a tough buddy? What's a snack that has buddy in the name?
Muddy Buddy?
Okay, so like a Muddy Buddy but they're like hard as a rock because they have to be tough in some way. Or Muddy Buddies, but made with beef jerky. That doesn't even begin to make sense, but I like it. Good vibes, Furry Zoe.
No picnic is complete without Tiny Eddie's swamp omelet balls.
I hate that, Tiny Eddie.
Oh no. Thousand Bits from Shia says, Tiny Eddie, what snacks would you recommend with cocktail sauce? Swamp omelet balls. Okay, trying to swamp aside, realistically, I would absolutely put cocktail sauce on omelets. Absolutely. So here's the thing. If y'all, like, if anyone is like, oh, cocktail sauce is just for the shrimp, it's really not, though.
It's horseradish and ketchup.
If you like horseradish and ketchup, you like cocktail sauce. And it's so nice to have something that is tomato-based and spicy like that. It's a good...
What about spicy ketchup?
That's not... It's not the same. I'm not dissing spicy ketchup. Thomas is here. He'll find me. But, like, it's not the same thing. It's not the same experience. You know what I think? I think in 2022, normalize cocktail sauce for more things.
Nah.
No, normalize cocktail sauce for more things. If you haven't had it in a while for something other than shrimp, it's time to pick some up. Or make it. You can make it yourself. With ketchup and horseradish.
For a limited time only, Tiny Eddie's innovative devil pies.
Innovative devil pies. That was Mr. Mad Riddler. Tiny Eddie, what should we all have for lunch today? Not just devil pie. What is devil pie? There's devil food cake.
Yeah.
So would devil pie just be a super chocolatey cake? Innovative. It would be innovative just on its own because I ain't never heard of it.
Carlos said, oh, cocktail sauce has horseradish in it, that's why I don't like it.
Oh man, there's too many people that don't like... There's too many people that don't like cocktail sauce.
Right there.
Too many people don't like cocktail sauce. Also, hi Carlos.
Morning. And Dan's
And
here
Dan.
this morning.
Everybody here. Got
A
the whole
happy
crew.
end to a nice sunset. Tiny Eddie's live omelet squares.
Another omelet.
Light omelet.
I've never had live anything because I'm not from the right part of the world that would typically enjoy it. I'd be willing to try it. Where were we? 1,000 bits from Sentai Brad. This is Tiny Eddie. I've been sick since October. What can you give me to cure my chronic bronchitis? I don't think that live omelet squares are going to... I mean, maybe more than something else. Wait, what do you mean live is not a food, it's an adjective?
Yeah, it's an adjective.
What am I thinking of? What am I thinking of? What's the Nordic fish?
Oh, you're thinking of, gosh, it's cod and lye. What is that?
Lie!
Lutefisk, thank you.
Yeah, lutefisk. I think I was thinking of the word lie. That is different. I'm fine. It's fine. Totally fine. Yeah. Lie. So I was thinking, I confused lithe with lie. And I was thinking...
And when you saw that, you thought lutefisk.
Lutefisk.
Next time we go to Minnesota,
I would try it.
I would try it.
There's some things that that are like gross that I would try. It's not too out there for me. Like the like durian.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try durian. We also have 27 months from Lugo44. Appreciate it. Thank you. Anyway.
Aldo says, I mean, lye is not a food either. Lutefisk is cod or other similar whitefish that's been soaked or like sitting in lye
Yeah, and if you've never heard of this, you're probably like, that's not food. Well... well... some folks will say it is. But I would try it.
Yeah. I would try it.
I would try it. Oh man, you know what? I just realized something.
Renee says anything is food if you try it enough. Tiny Eddie has shown us this.
Spiffle says, how is that not deadly? It's a great question. I cannot answer it, but it's a great question. It's a great question.
Kids and hawks all go wild for Tiny Eddie's popular elephant slices.
Ooh, elephant slices is a very visceral statement. Thousand Bits of Furry Zoe says, Tiny Eddie, my best friend, is also not feeling well today, so can you recommend a snack for both of us?
Well, if they're a kid or a hawk.
That's a great statement. Kids and hawks. Also, probably true. I mean, if you had sliced elephant, I think a hawk would be all about that. Also, popular elephant slices. Good vibes to your friend. I was just realizing that, independent of Chaz's decision to make 2022 about fried shrimp, I said 2022 should be the year of cocktail sauce. Those work together. How crazy is that? I'm down for it. I want to try cocktail sauce on more stuff. Make it
a cup.
All right, guys, you get coffee, tea, and cocktail sauce. Somehow I think that cocktail sauce wouldn't do very good. Just like this brownish red with just a shrimp on it. I'd be like, this is really weird. We haven't sold a single cocktail sauce mug. I thought for sure that was going to do so well in the store. I wonder why. 300 Bits for Shit Off says, you've done it, Steven. You've convinced me to get cocktail sauce for the first time in years. I also bought some fish to put it on. It also goes great with all kinds of grilled meat. Really, this was a great idea. So, a lot of people being me, the time that I get to experiment with sauces and meats. It's a weird phrase. On the rare occasion that we go to, what is the place where you do the dipping?
Melting pot.
Man, you knew exactly where I was going. Thank you. Because otherwise,
I was going to say...
place you do the dipping
asked.
was not descriptive enough to get to melting pot, but you were already there, and I appreciate you. What was I talking about? Oh. So at the melting pot, you get the different meats, and you get all sorts of sauces, and one of them is cocktail sauce. And, like, that's a great time to be like, cocktail sauce and steak.
We went there after an Extra Life one year.
That's usually when we go, actually. We've been there a few times after Extra Life.
Well,
to celebrate the fact that we finished the event.
We went one time with friends.
Oh yeah, we did. We went with Chaz and Dan and Lindsay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 2019.
Yeah, because Jeff has been at the last two, but he wasn't at that one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, okay.
And we had a great time. We were all exhausted.
Yeah, it was fun. Melting pot is fun. It's an experience.
Yeah.
You know. And if someone's never been there, just go for dessert. Like,
I mean, the cheese is good too.
Or go for cheese and dessert. Mm-hmm. Like it's an expensive experience for what it is.
Yeah.
The dinner portion adds a lot of expense.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like, do once, but if you've never been and you're just like, I just want to kind of experience it and not pay like a ton of money, just go for the dessert or go for the cheese or go for cheese and dessert. But it's fun. The meat stuff is like, it's not super filling because you don't get a ton of meat, but that part's fun too.
Yeah.
But it's a good time to put cocktail sauce on whatever you want. But I'm really urging folks. I'm serious about this. I am so serious. This year, I mean, if you don't like cocktail sauce, then you don't like it. But if you like cocktail sauce, like, pick up a cocktail sauce and try it on some stuff. I want to try it on some more meat. I want to put it on chicken, and I want to put it on pork and steak. It's good. It's this breakfast stream an ad for cocktail sauce. We've been bought out by Big Cocktail. This stream is now sponsored.
Quick, change the cups.
One is cocktail, one is shrimp. It's just a cup full of shrimp. Cocktail sauce on toast. Ooh. Not the most appetizing. Pesto. Everyone was freaked out about pesto, and pesto was great on toast. But cocktail, I'm like, I don't know if cocktail would work all that well. I would probably try it, but where were we? 500 bits from Sentai Bread says, Stephen, please, or give us a cocktail sauce as a cup, please. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. I might do it. As a reminder, because hot chocolate is back, the
actual mug is back.
Actual mug is also back.
I couldn't find it, otherwise I would have picked it this morning for coffee.
It might be dirty.
Yeah.
Because we do a lot of drinks, and one of them is the hot chocolate mug.
Yeah.
300 bits from Kate Khalid says, last night I discovered the best thing. Putting a Lindt chocolate truffle in my hot chocolate not only makes it more chocolatey, it also adds the flavor. I used a peppermint crunch. I'm going to try it in my coffee this morning. Interesting. Although it's not that unusual, because, so if anyone hasn't tried, they sell these, they're actually, I don't think you're even supposed to put it in hot chocolate. I think you just use it in milk, and it makes it, hot chocolate. It's like melting chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
And they're in the shape of, like, whatever, bears? I'm not sure when we collectively decided that bears are chocolate. Like, so at some point, society was like, you know what animal represents chocolate? Bears. Anyway, you put them in the thing, and then you stir it up. Your milk's gotta be hot, obviously. I found that they don't work super, super great. So maybe you had better luck with the truffle. But that sounds good. It's not like you're gonna hurt hot chocolate adding more chocolate to it. Like, it's like, oh no, now I've ruined my hot chocolate. There's too much chocolate. And like, no, put it in there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. Whoops. Whenever I make hot chocolate, I've been using it's the Silly Cow farm stuff. It's really good hot chocolate. And I will use, I think it's like, use 2 spoonfuls. And I use like 3, like round.
Is that why it doesn't dissolve in the bottom of the cup?
Yeah. I mean, if I am going to have a cup of hot chocolate, then I'm gonna have a cup of hot chocolate.
I've seen a few people ask about Kepi this morning. He's at the back door because we haven't had sun in a few days. And when I was making your coffee, I heard purring. And I was like, where is he? He's at the back door just making biscuits and just purring away, happy it's sunny.
We went cuddling real good at night.
It's cold.
It's fine. It went from...
It's 37 today, right now.
It was in the 70s.
Yeah.
It was in the 70s last week.
Know at your grocery. Tiny Eddie's infamous pear and fish stick delights.
Not a flavor combination I would typically associate with one another.
But you could put cocktail on those fish sticks.
You could put cocktail on that pear. There was 1,000 for Furry. Zoe says, okay, Tiny Eddie, one more chance to recommend something semi-normal. Infamous pear and fish sticks delight. And maybe it would work. I don't know.
Maybe.
Pear and fish sticks is not... It's not like a gross combination. It's just kind of strange.
Yeah.
You could probably make pears work with fish.
Not fish sticks with the fried.
I mean, I try not to judge. I'm like, it might be possible. I don't know. Audrey says, one time I put chocolate syrup in pre-made chocolate milk, and it was bad. So sometimes you don't cross the streams. You'd have to... if you could melt it down, then maybe you could get it to work. Like, it would have to be hot. Oh, Dan says pears and pork.
Pears and brie.
Well, yeah, but that's
Where's
a
my
thing.
phone? I'm making that. Grocery, let's Google Voice. Any list.
If you're adding stuff to the list, can
Pears.
you add greens?
Brie.
Like
What else do we put on that? Oh, good bread. Good bread.
Wow, you typed good bread.
I did. Because it wasn't under bakery then. If it's notice it's bread, not regular bread, which puts it down where the bread is in the store.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you telling me that you have your app set up where bread goes into a normal thing, but typing good bread puts it into the bakery section?
So I have any list set up in order of how our supermarket is, right? Because then it's like produce. It's like in the order of how our store is set up, the way we go through it.
Okay.
And I noticed with any list that if I type in bread, like regular bread, it puts it down in like where bread would be in the supermarket, like sandwich bread. But if I want a bakery bread, I just have to add some other word to it and it goes, oh, bakery, bread goes in the bakery. And then the bakery's at the top of the organization list because that's where it is in the store. So it puts it in the other category.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Did you add like...
Greens? No, I didn't.
I just want something green. After... I think I talked about this on the stream on Friday or something, but like... just after the holidays and after eating junk,
Yeah.
I want some broccoli, I want some asparagus, I want something.
Vagabond, I'm using any list, and if you do the subscription, you get you can share. So like I can add something and it goes on Steven's list too.
Yeah.
And then someone asked like, oh, your fancy bread is in a different spot than your sandwich bread? So I'm talking about the difference between, like, a boule of sourdough versus, like, Wonder Bread.
I'm sorry, what did you say? A boule?
A boule? Like a boule?
Yeah.
Like a round bakery loaf with the crusty bread.
Okay. You can't... Just as
I can't throw in French words to
well, also,
confuse you.
just as future reference for me and for literally anyone else, you can't explain a word by saying it again and making a shape with your hand. Like, you can't... If someone's confused about a boule, you can't, if I asked you to explain it, you can't say, a boule. Because clearly I don't. That's why I stopped you. I need you to use other words. It's fine. It's
The
totally
app
fine.
is AnyList. ANYLIST.
An active end to a foggy morning. Tiny Eddie's soft propane chow.
That's a bit Mary Brand says, alright, now we need a snack to pair with the good bread. Tiny Eddie, go. Soft propane chow.
Propane chow accessories.
I sell propane chow and propane chow accessories. Pairs well with the good bread.
Some people in chat are pointing out the word boule means ball. So if I do this and say it, you might understand.
Just tell me in normal words the thing, and it'll be good. It'll be good. Aquabrand says, I don't have the subscription, but I can still share it to other people. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think you actually have to have the subscription to do the sharing. Honestly, I think that I do the subscription just because I like the app so much. I think it's like the one thing that like...
Your patronage of.
Yeah. Like I've been a subscriber of AnyList for so many years because it's a small two-man team and it's a really, really, really good app. Like, the amount of things that you can do with it is really good.
There's even features we don't use.
Just as an example, like, one of the things that you can do is if you are on a recipe website, like because there's websites there, the recipe websites, it puts a what do they call it, extension in Safari, like on mobile or on desktop, whatever, where you click the button and it pulls all of the ingredients out of the list, puts the ingredients...
I think the steps too.
And it pulls all the ingredients out of the list, puts them onto your shopping list, and then also adds the recipe to the app. It's like it's really cool. If you have recipes in the app, then if you want to make the recipe, you're just like, I want to make the recipe. And it takes all of the things on the list to make the recipe and puts them into your shopping list. It's really neat.
And you can, like I said, you can organize your list based on how your store is or what makes sense to you.
And you can add photos for it. Like, it's really...
amounts of how much you need.
It's a really good app. And, like, it is free. Like, you can use it for free. And there's a lot of features that are available for free. And apparently the sharing of the stuff is free. So if you just want to, like, try it out, just go for it. But I've loved it so much, and we use it so much, that I just send them money once a year for this, because I'm like, this is so good, and I'm so glad that people are making like high quality applications for the phone. I think it's $20 for a subscription. I don't know exactly what the feature set you get with that is, but
it beats the desktop version. That also connects to your phone in the shared one.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it's good. Yeah, this is AnyList. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of AnyList. If they're out there watching, keep up good work. They're still adding features. Like, they're still adding features to it. 6 months from Persona EX and 25 months from Super Nerd Girl 42. Thank you.
You know what other app I like? Dailyo.
Didn't you just hit a milestone with that? Like a new milestone? Or is it just that you finished the
I finished the year, but I also hit like 1,000 days.
That was a while back.
Yeah, and I'm almost to 1,100 days. Like in a week I'll be at 1,100.
Okay. Emil says, somehow I heard the app name is Penniless. I mean, if you spend all your time at the grocery store, then maybe Penniless. But no, it's AnyList, ANYLIST. I think it's on Android as well. I don't think it's just for iOS. Dailyo is a mood tracker.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to have a visual for how, in the most general sense of the app, it's a good way of having a visual for how your year went.
Yeah.
Because you basically use...
every day input your mood and what you did, and...
It's kind of like a traffic light system where
That's mine. I have mine color-coded that way.
Well, let's just use that for easiness sake of explaining. We're like, green is good, yellow is okay, and red is bad. And then at the end of the year, it actually shows you your entire year just in dots. And then you can, like, track how, everything was. So, yeah, it's neat. I don't use it. Mal's used it for over 3 years. And then we had a conversation with Jules. I think
Jules tweeted about it.
Yeah, we talked to him whenever he was here on Breakfast Stream one morning.
Yeah.
And he started using it just days before Mal. So him and
we
Mal
had heard about it, I guess, at the same time, and he's like 4 days ahead of me on a streak. Tomorrow, or today rather,
will be 1,100.
1,100.
It's really interesting to see your year at a glance for moods. That's really strange.
I'll post this.
Is that this year?
2021.
Oh, well, obviously not this year, right?
Yeah. Gotta put it in the right spot. There we go.
Sure. So Mal's gonna share this so you guys can see it.
Also, as of like 2 days ago, I changed my color scheme. I made really good blue instead of dark green because I print it and put it in my TED show every year at the end of the year. And I realized when I printed it, the colors were too similar.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a...
And Alstegosaurus says, hopefully you noticed more green and yellow since surgery. Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Did I post that? I did post it.
Did you post it?
It's in Mod Chaz.
We also have 29 months from Kirby Volt.
There it is. So, like, you can see like the beginning of November here.
Each column is a month.
Yeah, so like you can see the end for November. Like I had surgery on the 3rd, and then like I had a couple rough days, yeah, but then things get severely more green and blue.
Yeah. So like December is way better than some of the previous.
And it's been interesting to see now that I've done it 3 years, is like 2019 was a lot of green. Like when you look over it, it's overwhelmingly green, and then 2020 is like overwhelmingly red and yellow, and then this 2021 was a lot more green, and like things are
yeah
it's
just it's an interesting way to look at an entire year's worth of mood.
Yeah.
So.
And it gives you other stats, like I know Fridays are higher than like Wednesdays because we stream and it's fun, and Saturdays are higher because we talk to friends, and and like it also shows you like
there's
the whole,
trends,
the month. So like for 2020, no, October was really high, and I was like, oh, that was because we did Extra Life and friends were here and we got to see them, and it was like the only time we got to see friends in 2020. And February was really low because that's when we lost Sagan, so it's interesting to see that sort of thing.
Yeah, you can very much see like where some of these things are happening. Yeah, the name of the app is Daylio. Daylio. Daylio.
And I know Josh uses it, and Josh logs moods multiple times a day, which is another feature that I really like, but I don't do that because I've been doing it this way so long, where I just kind of think about my day as a whole. Josh does it multiple times, and it'll give him an average, which is really neat too.
I could use this to jump into a whole spiel of how incredible like smartphones and technology has been to the improvement of everyone's lives, but I'll just say that statement and move on. 22 months from Starry Phoenix 17, 16 months from Bubbles 8738, and 6 months from Kiwi VS or Kiwi Versus. Thank you. Technology good. It's true. I mean, there's a lot of, life is hard. There can be certainly times where technology can be frustrating, but on the whole, it's definitely been a large improvement to life. So, Aaron the Baron says, speaking apps, I want to thank you all for a while ago talking about MyFitnessPal, because that app helped me so much on my weight loss journey over the last year. Nice. Yeah, MyFitnessPal is fantastic if you're trying to do calorie tracking. And I think the big thing is that it depends on what you're trying to do, whether it's weight loss or mood tracking or like whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Different things work for different people. And sometimes just trying out different things, eventually you find something that like sticks.
Yeah.
Because for some folks, MyFitnessPal, they might use it for a little bit and then they just kind of fall off of it because it's not like specifically for them. But for other people, they'll connect with it in a really big way, and it can be huge for weight loss or just tracking like nutritional information if you're using it for that. So, yeah, apps are good. Apps are really good. And sometimes sometimes they're really bad.
Yeah.
Like what's the game that I played and I ruined my arms? Can't remember the name of the game now.
Slay the Spire.
Slay the Spire. I mean, that's good. It's a good game. I'm not saying it's bad. It's great. But at the beginning of 2021, I played too much at one time, and my arms were bent up, and I caused also. That's all been like healed now, but it took months. It took months and months and months for my arms to heal up from that. And now I'm just like acutely aware of spending too much time with my arms bent up. So I think I'm done with phone games. I honestly, I'm like, I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to playing phone games. I really don't. That caused me so many problems that pass. If I can't play with my arms at at least a 90-degree angle, I'm like, not doing it. I'll play on the computer, I'll play on the Switch, I'll play on something Once phones get like, if they got a little bit bigger, and
It'd
I could
be heavier though, and then there'd be more weight.
Yeah, and at that point, just play the Switch. Okay, I'm actually gonna go ahead and start wrapping up because I want to try and get a shower before the doctor appointment. Thanks, appreciate it. I gotta update that for January too. I'll get to that. I'm working through. I'm also, quick thing. There will be a Patreon video today. I thought for sure I would have it out yesterday. Some IRL stuff came up and I could not deal with it. So I will try and get that out today instead. But it's a good Patreon. But there's a lot of stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really like there's all sorts of stuff happening.
My time lapse came out.
And you'll have your full version out shortly.
Yeah, I need you to watch through it.
Okay, so there's some stuff happening. Other things for today. Tonight is disc only, so that's at 9 p.m. Eastern over on John's Twitch channel. What is today? It's Tuesday, so Extra Life is coming out on Stephen Plays. That's not scheduled. Extra Life is probably coming out on Stephen Plays. Probably. It might be late. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm normally someone's very on time scheduled stuff. Yesterday was busy, and it might be late. I'm not saying you won't get it. I'm just saying it might be late. We'll find out. And I'll try and get some vlogs and stuff out today as well. The last thing to announce, no Game Builder Garage this week. We're taking a week, maybe 2 off. We might take next week off as well. I've just to be as transparent as possible. There's been too much going on, and I'm having trouble getting everything done I need to get done, and Garage is not helping, basically. So
it's
I'm
the
like,
same reason we haven't done Sora or Mail yet, which we
there's
will get
too
to.
much. There's too much stuff we're trying to juggle, and I'm like, okay, let's take a break from this, and we'll work on. So Garage isn't canceled. Garage will be back next week, possibly the week after. But there's just been too much happening where I'm like, when you're juggling a lot of balls, eventually you have to be like, you gotta like put some of the balls down. You're like, stay right there. Stay right there. So I'm dealing with that. What was I just talking about?
Garage.
No, before that. Forgot.
Extra Life coming out. You were talking about disc only. Vlogs. You're gonna try to get some vlogs out. Patreon video. Mail and Zora. Skyrim painting.
First 20 stream. That's it. Thank you. I knew it was there. It's in my brain. No first 20 stream today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. Maybe not. And if not tomorrow, then next week. And some of you are saying, but there won't be a first 20 on Friday. Yep. That's okay. That's all right. The world won't end. We have plenty of other stuff to release, and like we could release an Extra Life on Friday or something. So it's very likely that it may resume next week. The realization of, oh crap, first 20 the same day as disc only was like, oh, that's not good.
Yep.
Especially when I'm already dealing with some other fires that I'm trying to put out. I'm like, I just need to wait on this. So, stay tuned. That's my advice is, stay tuned. We're flipping a lot of omelets right now, and soon the omelets will be ready. as Chad says, there will be content. It's true. It's true. Honestly, we are really seriously on the cusp of the vlogs, like, just all coming out and being caught up. Because now that Christmas is out, so we'll get there. We'll get there. Just a little busy. Did you like the omelet thing? Because we had so many omelets from Tiny Eddie today. I circled back around to that.
You did.
Mr. Roger Dude says, this stream was brought to you by cocktail sauce omelets. I would eat them. Okay, that is it for today. I hope you all have a splendid Tuesday. And I'll see you tonight for disc only if you're around.
Yeah.
That's it. Otherwise, wish me well at the doctor, because I got something with my tummy. It's not right, so hopefully I can find out soon.